tell him off because he's
giving off a good vibe. That's the crazy thing.
Wow.
There's a huge contrast between your voice and your looks. I'm
Right.
telling you.
Hey, you lot are making me mad because you lot are making me watch this show and it's getting me mad every single time. This episode was a very interesting episode. I'll tell you why it's interesting from my perspective. I think watching how the people were interacting in this episode was fascinating, right? For instance, this scene that we just watched there, right? The way that the two girls specifically ganged up on Julie and Charles, right? They started with Charles. Kim is just rude, by the way. Kim is just rude. She's kind of nasty. Ganged up on them to find out what happened with why he chose. If you want to find out, be kind and be respectful. It's not you, it's your friend Sarah. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I get it, you want to back your girl, but the way they were going about it was rude and disrespectful. I think had it been someone else, they'd have probably told them to shut up and do one. But because it was Charles, they did that. But they didn't just do it to Charles, they did it to Julie as well. I found that quite infuriating, and I felt it was kind of very disrespectful in the fact that they can see the person right there. They don't want to answer the questions, and you're forcing them to push those questions. I thought it was bullish tactics by Sabrina and Kim as well. Aside that, heightism is a real thing, bruh. Earlier episodes, I said, Cynthia, why are we doing this about the height thing, broski? Hey, listen, Jonathan, can I just come in quickly? Okay, Jonathan, what the frick are you doing? If you said you were cool, you're not going to tell me to put on heels now, right? And get vexed about I'm not thinking about you. You said you were cool with it. You have no problem with the height, bro. It's diabolical work for you then to tell her, like, go and put the other heels on. Your height, the only reason why people are going to laugh at you is because you are the one. Oh, the only reason why people are going to laugh at you is because you yourself are not comfortable with this height difference. You said you were, and you're not. And it's okay not to be, but don't project and make the other person a problem. That's diabolical work. I'm sorry, it's nasty work. Jonathan needs to go and do some more healing because that insecurity is mad to project onto somebody else. Listen, there is nothing wrong with you saying that, you know what, I am concerned about the height. You know what I mean? Right? There's nothing wrong. You even suggest and say, hey, for this trip, you know, I know, even me, I mean, even saying that, I'm saying it nicely, but I don't think you should even be saying that. Because again, why? It's like, she can't change her height, bro. Okay? She can't change her height. The height is locked in. Yeah, there's nothing else to it. She's going to be 6 foot plus, and that's how she's always going to be. Now, her biggest fears and concerns are coming right to the foreground. That was nasty work. Okay? That was nasty work. Okay, now in this space, listen, broski, if you are uncomfortable, you should have quit it, right? But you were scared to, and now you're ended up cussing her, and trying to make it as if that she's a bad person and she's what. Anyway, let's move on. I'll deal with that in a second or two. Then we got to talk obviously about Kim and Thomas. Yeah, Thomas realized that Kim is bad work. Yeah, Thomas has realized that Kim is just bad vibes. Okay, he's getting that. He got that from one episode of being with her. He realized she is bad vibes to be around. Okay, all right, bad vibes. Then we also had Vani and Sabrina. Sabrina's definitely attracted to him, but I don't know how confident she is in her actual relationship with him. I say that because she asked Kim a question: "Do you think he's hot?" I think that's weird. I think if any girl asks another woman if they think their guy is hot, I think you're a little bit weird, right? Like, I think you're a little bit weird. I think you're a bit weird. If a man come to me like, bro, do you think my girl's hot? I'm gonna be like, are you all right? Are you what? Because are you doing what are you doing? What's that about? Why are you asking me if your girl's fit? Like, that's how it's nuts for you to ask anybody if you think their partner's fit. It's your partner. It's whether you like it or not, no one else. And that told me as well, she's not very confident in that. She's not confident in herself and her own decisions, but she's not confident in Van Meyer. I'm like, do you really like him? Maybe you don't really like him the way you're saying you do. Okay, all right. Now, he may be a little bit shy, and I get it. Maybe you don't like him the way you do, okay, as well. That's nuts behavior. Then obviously we have Yannick and Tatiana. I'm gonna take back what I said. The other episode I said I don't think he likes her. I'm taking it back. Now, he might mess it up the next episode, but I'm watching episode per episode just to give myself a little bit of time to adjust. Right now, I'm looking at Yannick, I'm looking at Tatiana, and I love what I'm seeing. Now, my only thing is, and I just, maybe it's a camera work, a little bit too, I'm not going to say too physical because I don't want to put that on my people then, but a little bit too physical. It feels like that. I'm not saying it actually is. I don't know why I'm getting that sense. I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling something. I don't know. I keep getting a sense. And this is only, I've only watched the 4 episodes. I keep getting a sense that something's not quite right. And it's not that he's bad or she's bad. It's more of a case of like, listen, he definitely finds her attractive. She finds him attractive. They both find each other both attractive. She's talking about black love, and I love it. I don't know. Just something I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll find out now next episodes. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just me being a little bit more sensitive in that particular space as well. And of course, we have then Alexander and Chloe, who seem to be locked in. There's no carnage or drama as of yet. They might happen a little bit later on down the line. Okay, let's look at some of these couples in a bit more closer unison in terms of their relationship. And the last one I forgot, and I'll talk about them actually as well. I'll talk about them. Charles and Julie, I'll talk about them in a second or two. But I want to deal with Yannick and I want to deal with Tatiana as well. Okay, Yannick and Tatiana. I want to deal with them. Okay, let's deal with Yannick and Tatiana. Okay, Yannick and Tatiana. Okay, Yannick and Tatiana. Okay, so like I said, I love their proposal. I think it was amazing. I don't know. They were showing us a scene, and I don't know. It was just weird. I think they both got insecurities. Can't lie. I think they both got insecurities. They both be asking, "Do you think I look nice?" And he be asking, "Do you think I'm handsome?" Da, da, da. I think got some. There might be some insecurities out there, but who knows? Anyway, let's play the bit skip.
Now it's really like a human being. Our imaginations were working overtime in the pods. We used eroticism to paint that picture. Now it's time to live it.
Okay, so Tatiana and Yannick, what have I seen from them? I think we definitely see a physical confirmation in terms of them being attracted to each other. It's a good start. We see these two, they're highly attracted to each other. They desire each other. I can see that particular aspect as well. Now, we know, obviously, previously they've had some communicational issues, so they've had to work that out and get through that. I think when I was watching this scene here, when they were lying down on the sofa and he was like, give me a hug, nothing wrong with that, Tim. You should always go physical contact. I don't know. It was a periphery sense. It's not nothing necessarily I was seeing. Maybe I can put to words right now. I was just like, oh, okay, I don't know what that is, but a lot of physicality. Are they just sexually attracted to each other, physically attracted to her? And I know they obviously had to see each other behind the wall, so there was no physicality then. But sometimes you can get a sense that somebody's sexy, and so that can make you want that person. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, again, I think they could be great. It's just that so far, what I've seen, I'm waiting to see a bit more. What I see right now is, I loved her conversation with Thomas. It was short, it was brief. And then she went back to her man and said to her man, she knows she likes him and she wants to be around him. Yeah, I love the fact that they were unified in that space. What was interesting was that Yannick done something very interesting. And this is why I say I think Yannick might be a little bit more avoidant than we know, or maybe he just doesn't have a relationship. Yannick had a conversation with Thomas. Thomas was, with Charles, I think, or Thomas. Was it Thomas or Charles? I can't remember. One of the guys. And as they were talking, they were explaining about how, it was Thomas, and they were explaining how the girls kind of, you know, jumped on Charles. And then Yannick said, that's girl stuff. And I was like, okay. Now, this doesn't mean anything necessarily bad per se, crazy or anything. But whenever I hear someone say, like, completely dismiss what just happened, what you just missed, you know, is quite interesting. I was like, wait, Yannick, the guy just got railroaded by 3 girls. It's not just one of the girls' things, because the girls actually were speaking to him. They weren't speaking to Julie. And even if they were speaking to Julie alone, right, you can also have empathy. Whenever you start saying it's a girl's thing, I look at it and go, but your girl's thing is going to affect you. It's going to affect your people. It's going to affect other people. You know what I'm saying to you? It's like he took a very standoffish perspective, but your girl was involved. You know what I mean? Your girl was involved. So I was looking at like, bro, like as much as you want to say it's a girl's thing, I think whenever you hear something like that, I think the person's not trying to engage on an emotional level. They've made it a man or a woman thing. And it's like, okay, I can see where you're going with that, but it makes me think that you may not be as emotionally, and this is my own perception, you might not be as emotionally attuned as you need to be. Somebody's hurting, or at least it was Thomas, so it's not like it was Thomas directly, but Thomas was explaining that he felt some type of way about the situation, and instead of Yannick being like, you know what, I can understand what you're saying, bro, I feel what you're saying, he was more dismissive. Now it might have been the fact that because he knows his girl was involved and he didn't stop his girl, and I'm gonna say it again, man, them need to stop this nonsense. There are certain things where I keep telling you, like, when you allow your girl, and wives do this to husbands too, by the way. Like this is a very important thing for couples in general, right? Getting involved in too many people's spats will always come back to bite you in the motherfucking ass. Sometimes shut the frick up, and this is both men and women. Like, I don't want to be getting involved in too many of my mandem's problems, which is going to draw me out and draw my girl out. This makes no sense. So whenever I see this on either side, I'm always like, yo, if you have to learn how to sometimes stay out of issues that really didn't need your input, Like Sarah is not here. It doesn't need your input. Tatiana shouldn't even be involved in someone else's business because your situation, you had one with Cindy. Cindy was coming to you as a woman talking about how she felt about you. We're going to talk about that in a second or two, right? Because I thought it was cheeky of Cindy to come to you, Tatiana, and talk about how she felt some type of way about Yannick and her because she felt like, and she basically just said your situation went up to par. So the fact that that happened to you and you felt and you shut it down immediately, you should know how it feels. Why would you then do the same thing to Julie and to Charles? You know how it feels when someone blindsides you that way. You know how it feels when someone does that to you. I was just looking, I was like, Tatiana, come on. Then I look at Yannick, and I'm like, Yannick, after you got blazed too, you might want to have a bit more empathy. But you see, then you recognize what people are. I keep saying this, when you recognize some people, they don't have no way to be able to empathize. And so when they're in that situation, this is why I say sometimes people keep out of other people's business, because honestly, it draws you out in a way that you don't need to be drawn out, right? Draws you out. But as for them two alone, I think they're good. I think they're comfortable. He definitely finds her attractive. I just want to know if it's going to be more, is it going to go beyond a spark? That's what I want to, that's what I want to know. You know what I mean? I definitely see them because they're talking about future. They're talking about her going to visit his brother. He almost made it sound as if you want to meet my brother, which is a bit weird. That was the only thing I was a bit like, anybody clock that? When she asked, am I going to meet your half brother? And he was like, you can if you want to. Like, maybe he's not really cool with his half brother or something like that. But then he went on to say his brother's wife. I keep saying half brother's brother's wife is Ivorian. So I was like, okay, wait. Okay, maybe he's cool with his brother. So well gone for the thing there. Like, you know, I was like, okay, something must be. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, what's going on here? Something's not really landing correctly. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I was like, oh, when he said that, it's almost as if like he just like, yeah, you can if you want to. I was like, oh,
if you want to, totally.
Okay.
No, seriously, it's tough because
Why?
I haven't had any girlfriends.
Yeah, he definitely said if you want to. Sorry, I might have had a bit of an echo there. He said definitely if you want to. When she asked about meeting his brother, I said if you want to. You know what I mean? I was like, if you want to is kind of sussy. Okay, so quickly, Tatiana and Cindy situation, right? Because this was hella cheeky. I'm sorry. Okay, this was hella cheeky. I get people are emotional, but this was cheeky for me. Okay, this was cheeky for me. Coming to you as a woman in the pods is crazy work. I don't know how I understand your connection. It just sounded like you thought you were better. It's not like it didn't sound like, oh, you were blindsided. It sounded like you thought you were better. You thought you were better. And it may be you thought you had, I don't want to say it. You know what I want to say, but I don't want to say it because she never gave me that vibe. But the way she came approaching Tatiana, it gave me a little bit of that vibe. I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean. Okay. Yeah, Tatiana did. And I called her out for that when she went to Kim as well. So I called her out for that when she went to Kim. I said she was playing games. So I absolutely hear you on that one. Yep. She was playing games in that one. This part here.
So we didn't.
That's oversimplifying things, but go ahead.
No, but that's what I saw and how I understood it to be.
You have the right information, but you don't draw the right conclusion.
According to Yannick, from the start, we had an amazing amount.
I'm not going to say 100%. I'm just saying it gave me that vibe. I'm not saying it actually is, because I don't want to always make it a them things there. You get me? But what you must understand is, you know, sometimes as a black man, some of us have made certain people feel a bit too comfortable that they were always going to choose them above our own people. But if you listen carefully, there was a point where he said, I feel like I can be myself. I can get, when I'm with Tatiana, I can talk about my culture. And I said, oh, well, sir, you should have known me with Cindy in the first place if you know if you want to feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying to you? You know what? And this, I'm going to say this, okay? This is my own personal point of view. This is my own personal point of view. Man, them that usually have dated out, usually from what I've seen, what I've witnessed, okay? We know we always say that when people go black, they don't go back. What I've seen is when they go white, they don't come back. That's my personal point of view. When I see brothers that fully date white women, I don't see them come back. Like they may date a black woman, but they always go back, right? So that's my own personal observation. You know, that's why when people ask me about dating white, I'm like, I haven't dated anybody white. It's just because I like black women. You know what I mean? That's just me. No shame on anybody else. Okay, all right. No shame on anybody else. It's not a shame thing. If you've dated out, you dated white, continue. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm only stating observationally what I've seen. It's very rare for me to see a man who says I'm open to all races and then wants to date black women consistently. It doesn't usually happen. Usually when you're loyal to black, you're loyal to black. I haven't seen one yet that's been open to all races or even open to white women and been like, but no, I'm with black women. It's like, it's very rare you see that. I'm just saying it's very rare. I haven't seen it. I'm sure there is happening, but I ain't seen it yet. So the fact that he even likes Cindy should tell us all we should know, which is why I said, again, she might have felt empowered because there are, you know, there's a certain way that those brothers move. There's a certain way those brothers move. You know what I'm saying to you? So they know who they are. And the other races, they know who those color men are. They give a certain energy. So again, like I said, that's why I told you when he might have thought she was buff, but I told you when I saw in episode 4, this episode where he was kind of like standoffish, I was a little bit like, oh, okay, what does that really mean? But hey, we don't know for sure. I don't know if it's fully that. You know what I mean? Let's see, because like I said, it's very rare that they come back. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Nothing mad at it, nothing rare. Now, what's the issue here with Cindy approaching her? I think the issue
social connection. I have everything he looks for in a girl. Perfect. But he had a spark with someone else. I'm not here to find a little spark. I'm here.
A lot of these women are haters. I can't lie to you. A lot of them are haters. They think that they should be chosen. This episode, this French one has shown us that the women are just as mad as the men. They think they deserve to be chosen. Okay, so you had a connection, but you know he's going to be open to other connections, right? So you thought that you had a perfect connection, and what? That her one is not great. You don't even know. You weren't there. You weren't conversing. You weren't talking. And her reasoning is that because she felt like Tatiana had a connection with Thomas. Yeah. And I know you may have only had one, but baby girl, Tatiana had a couple connections. So, you know what I mean? Is it late in the game? It looks like that. But of course, we know they were probably having conversations before that, right? It's just that they showed us the connections with her and Thomas. And you got to see, obviously, her conversation with Thomas. But that doesn't mean your connection was better. You know what I mean? And the reality of the situation is also, he didn't feel like he had a spark with you, which means he didn't feel like he'd be attracted to you. That's the truth. He didn't feel like he'd be attracted to you. Now, maybe you're right, that you need somebody who's going to be consistent and sturdy. Maybe she's right about that. I'm not going to be mad at it if that's the truth. Like, needing someone sturdy and committed. I'm not fighting that. But I just think that there was a little bit of arrogance from her perspective because she thought it should have been that. And it's like, nah, it's not that. And then obviously she had a conversation with him in the pods. And I actually found it very respectful that Yannick wrote a letter to both women. He wrote a letter to Cindy as well to let her know, listen, I respect you, I care for you, but it's just not the one. I think that was very, very mature of him to do so. And I thought that was very respectful of him to do so, to respect the fact they had a bond, and unfortunately it hasn't gone any further. you know. And I get also where you know, I can understand where Cindy's coming from. You are hurt in that moment, so you're saying things out of hurt right now, you know. So I get you too, but yeah, going to Tatiana where almost trying to make it as if her one wasn't great compared to yours and his. Well, clearly yours was good, but it wasn't that great because he didn't choose you. And then she pulled the old card out of crying, and I'm like, after you went on the offensive, now you want to start crying. You want to pull out, and that's why I said it gave me that vibe.
Oh no, honey. No. And let me tell you something. I didn't play any games. I haven't
It's not
played
you,
with
honey.
you.
It's not
I
you.
haven't
It's
played
him.
with anyone.
Why did he make
Now you will exactly, and literally she did. She literally, and that's why I said she's giving me that vibe. What do you mean I seduced him? Now I don't want to say just solely race because we just saw this with Sarah and we saw it with Julie. Okay, all right. We saw it with Sarah and we saw it with Julie. I don't want to say it's only because I'm saying it gave me that vibe. So I'm including it that it could be. I'm not saying it is. That it could be that she saw this brown woman, I don't call it, or light-skinned mocha, and saw her as a seductress. And I was like, what we must have missed something, because nothing that Tatiana was showing us was quote unquote seductive, apart from the fact that she said it wasn't even her, it was Cindy that said it about putting on the voice. But I'm so confused as to what do you mean that she seduced him? Sis, what do you mean seduced him? What do you mean by that? Okay, we'll leave her to it. Let's talk obviously then also about Charles plus Julie. I'm not gonna say she hates him. She don't hate him. Can this one grow? Okay, can this one grow? That is the key question we have to ask ourselves. Can this one grow? Because after old girl, and you know what? Fair play to her. She said it from early, and fair play to him. He took it on the chin. I got to be honest with that.
Now that I know what you look like, it's different. I really don't want to hurt you.
You really don't have to worry about that.
No.
Honestly, no worries.
Okay. Okay, Ben.
I'm not necessarily.
May this type of love never locate me in the name of Jesus. Father in heaven, we just pray for attraction in the name of Jesus. Father, I pray that your daughters will see me and be spiced. I pray that your daughters will see me and be encouraged in attraction in the name of Jesus. Father, I pray that, Lord, when your daughters see me, they say, this is a man of God that I can feel attraction to, because this is nuts. Okay? Let's just call it what it is. He's ugly to her. And it's okay, darling. You're trying, but he's ugly to you. And we don't need to lie about it. Sis is trying because she's made a choice and because you beat the other girl, so you're feeling guilty. But sis is ugly to you. It's okay. Okay? He's ugly to you. Okay? Now, fair play to Charles, because he handled it really well. It couldn't be me. Okay? It couldn't be me, because I don't need you to grow in anything. I need you to see me and get spiced. Okay? I need that on there. You know what I'm saying? I need you to see me and be like, raw. You know what I mean? I need you to see the spice in. You see what I'm saying to you? I don't need you to see me and be like, you have to, like, hey, girls, before you say anything, before I show you, just wait, hold on before I show you a picture. I just want to let you know he is an amazing man. He pays bills, okay, all right? He's kind, he's generous, he's loving, you know, he takes care of me. He rubs the back of my head, he rubs my knee, you know, takes me on boat trips. I just want to make that very clear. And then it's like, okay, here he is. And then, you know what's going to happen? You know what's really going to happen? Because we know what you ladies would do, right? Not all of you, because some of you are real truth tellers. But some of your girls will be like, well, he pays bills? Yes. I'm being facetious. I'm being Ginger J right now. But you know, some of you girls will be like, yeah. But in the back of your mind, you're saying he's ugly. He's ugly, but he pays bills. They'll be like, sis, soft life. But you know yourself, when you go and split your other friend who's friends with that friend, y'all be talking about, he's kind of ugly, you know. I would never. You know you have that conversation. You know you have that conversation. And I'm not telling any lies. Yes, yes. I've sat among some of you ladies. I've sat in a council of women. I know how you talk. And I know how you girls do. Yes, yes. You won't, not all of you will tell that girl to her face. You have a smaller group within the big group that goes away to talk about it and then says, but he's kind of ugly though. You ain't gonna lie to you. He's kind of ugly. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want to go any further, but so listen, but I respect the maturity in the conversation. Okay? All right? I respect the maturity in the conversation because she could have pretended as if she was going to try it. She told him up front, and I have to respect that. I can't get mad at somebody who tells you up front, I want to be honest with you, I don't have that attraction yet. I want to grow in it though. You know what I mean? And I have to respect the fact that he also said he was so confident. Now, I'm not sure if it's confidence or trauma. Okay, all right. I'm not sure if it's confidence or trauma, but he confidently said, hey, don't worry, we can grow in this. Now, it couldn't be me because you tell me that and I'm locking it off all the way. Okay, you tell me that and I'm locking it down, bro. Okay, all right. This administration is locking it down. I'm just not about to have that life. Now, that's me. Now, fair play to him for being confident enough to do so. And look, it weren't long before he got the kisses and stuff, you know. It weren't long. Man was rubbing back and was getting kisses and stuff, bro, you know. It weren't long. I have to respect it. It weren't long before man was getting kisses. Now, let's just think about it, though. Man was getting kisses, though. Yeah? Man was getting kisses. And rubs.
So beautiful.
Look at this. Look at this.
Are you cold? You want to put on your sarong?
No, I'm fine. Don't
No,
worry.
you sure? You sure?
Now, my only issue with this growing in attraction, okay? No, listen, he's not ugly. He's ugly to her. There's a difference. Most people are not ugly. They're just ugly to you. And that's okay. All right? Because there's not everybody's gonna fancy you. None of us are here. Most of us are not Idris Elba and freaking Beyonce and freaking Kelly Rowland. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And shout out to Kelly Rowland because she's still fine. That's somebody's wife. Let me be careful. You know what I mean? Like, most of us are average looking people. So it's not the fact that you're average. It's the fact you're ugly to them. And whenever you're ugly to somebody else, woo. Okay, I shouldn't say ugly. Ugly is a very strong word. When that girl is like, you're not, you see, and that's even a more dangerous place to be. At least if you're ugly, the girl was like, ugh. She's like, ugh. Could never. Yeah? If you're in that category, you know immediately this is going to be rejection. And so you now know where you stand. But if you're in this category, it's a very awkward category where it's like, he's not ugly. He's not good looking to me. I can tolerate him. When you're in that space, it's a nasty space. Okay? It's a very nasty space. To be in a space where you're like looking at a person and you're like, he's not ugly, he's not cute. But it's like, you're almost indifferent. Yeah. When they start considering they can grow, yeah, look, that's a long thing. I can't lie to you. That's how you get mistreated. So now look what she's going to say.
I'm really getting the princess treatment. He's taking care of me. He's very considerate. I love that. It's true that if you want to charm me, you need to take care of me.
Now, I'm all for taking care of your girl, and as you should. But is she going to be in love with you, or is she in love with the fact that you're going to offer her security? It's her trauma talking. Because right now, you don't know. You see, this is the problem. Because we know she's been through a traumatic childhood, we also know that, listen, she's also been very sexual before. So really and truly, the fact that she's not attracted to you, she could be attracted to what you can offer. And at that point, listen, in the 1950s, 1900s, 1800s, 1700s, 1500s, 1600s, where women couldn't work, where women couldn't get their own freedom, it made sense to be ugly to that person and have resources. It made sense for them to be indifferent. It made sense for them to just tolerate you. Okay, all right? It made sense. Okay, because their survival was dependent upon you. We're in 2025 where women can work and do what they need to do. Now, the fact that she chooses you based upon the fact that she is a resource thing in 2025, just know that she's tolerating the crap out of you. That is nasty work. Okay? Nasty work. She has to look up at you during intercourse. I'm just being real. Intercourse, and look up and be like, bro, you never want to be in that position. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. You never want to be in that position. Okay? All right? We don't need to. I've told you this. We don't have to jump over walls in 2025. Find someone that likes you and you like them. Okay? All right? Crazy work. Now, on to obviously their conversation. I really felt bad for them. I felt bad for them because they double teamed Charlie. Kim is freaking rude. Okay? All right? Kim is freaking rude. Just want to say Kim is very rude, okay, for this. But she actually
Contrast between your voice and your lips.
Right. That's why when you arrived, we were like, no way, that's not him. It's not the little elf there.
I just want to let you know that spider. Sorry, I had to kill a spider. It's still running around there. But yeah, as I was saying, sorry. She called him a little elf. That was Kim, and Sabrina was like, your voice don't match your looks. You know what that means. You're ugly. Now, I don't know how, do you know how mad it is to get bantered? Listen, as a man, first and foremost, okay, all right, as a man, first and foremost, your respect is everything, okay? Now, I know the ladies, I know you feel a way about this. I know you do too. You might not say it out loud, but I know you do as well. Tell me I'm wrong. But if your man is getting bantered by the other ladies who are not your girl, you know, and they're saying he looks like a little elf, you know, his face doesn't match his body or whatever. Sorry, his voice doesn't match his face, and you already don't really find him that attractive as well. It's a wrap. Yeah, the rivers are gonna. You know what I'm saying to you? At least if he's good looking, and they're trying to insult him, you already know he's good looking to you. But he's now not good looking, and the girls are bantering him. He couldn't even defend himself. You know what I'm saying to you? That just makes the riverbeds dry. You know what I'm saying to you? The riverbeds are drying. Just see what I'm saying to you? Just all the moisture sucked out the air. Just like that. Man, you know what I'm saying to you? Man's getting ducked upon. Even Yannick had to hide behind his girl, bro. Man had to hide behind his girl. While they were bantering him. You know what I'm saying to you? You feel what I'm saying to you? That is a wicked work by these ladies.
No, because
I'm done.
no.
He's an MMA champion, you know.
If I can be honest with you, we really felt like you were stringing her along.
You know what's even more wilder work? You know what's even more wilder work? Is that you see when you don't have respect here, even Amanda are laughing at you. That's nuts. Oh, I had to say something. I'm sorry. I would like, I have to tell everybody, listen, you don't get to banter me. I'm not lying to you. You don't get to banter me. None of you do. None of you do. You're not, and see me, I'm dangerous because I might say something that's wild. You know what I'm saying to you? I might say something that's wild. Not about your face. I don't say enough about looks, but I'm like, listen, you have to be very, I say, you all need to be careful. You're one step away from all being divorced, all being single like me. Be careful. You know, today you're laughing, but tomorrow you could be single, you could be single, you could be single. You don't know what they said about you beforehand. I'll start carnage. Are you nuts? You're never going to banter me like that. Listen, ask the last person they bantered me. I destroyed their whole life with it. You're not going to banter me in front of people. Like, never. I'm always playing chess. It's just my kind of way. Like, and it's a very dark way of thinking, but I'm always thinking, how do I get a leg up? Because you're never, I can't allow you to have a position where you can banter me in front of the whole group. It's nuts. And badger me up. With words. Must be nuts. No, I'm holding artillery for everybody. What? My first words have been, wait, so Kim, I know you're not talking. I know you don't even like your man. Just keep quiet. Shush. Sabrina, you've been complaining about Van Mai. Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah? Yannick, you weren't even sure if it's Cindy or her. Which one is it? Is it black or white? I don't know. Which one is it for? You know what I mean? I'm going to crash out, blood. Can't do that to me, blood. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, yeah, I'm going to crash out. And it's valid I crashed out because you ain't going to let me take the banter and then laugh at me about my MMA. No respect in this place, bro. No respect. Yeah, you can't have that, bro. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Yeah, it's a valid crash out. I think it's a valid crash out because no one can talk to a person like that. You get me? And they were getting onto Julie too. They were getting onto Julie too, and I felt for her so bad. I can't lie. This spider trying to creep up on man, brother. If you don't get the frick out of here, yeah. I still want to call him on my toe or something, but you know what I'm saying to you. So yeah, I'm not gonna have it, fam. You know what I'm saying to you, because now we're at this point.
Can't you just see that he made a choice and that it's our business?
We're not questioning that. We know he chose you. He seems very happy with you, so we're not doubting that. It's just that we didn't understand certain behaviors. It bothers us a little.
We all experienced crazy emotions.
Do you think you can comment? I've already told you about how I feel about this kind of stuff. You gonna run up on me? All right. If you run up on my girl, it's a long thing for everybody. I don't care if you're family. I don't even care if my dad or my mom. And nobody can run up on me about my partner. That's one thing I don't play with. Like with me, it's me. You know what I'm saying to you? But you never can run up on me about my girl blood. Because that's my choice. And that's an extension of me. You know what I'm saying to you? So you're not going to run up on me about my girl blood, my wife, my girl, my girlfriend. Like, listen, even family know about this about me. Don't ever. You can say what you can say. You can feel how you feel. But don't ever. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah, it's just long. Because I just think to myself, there's a level of respect that people should have. And they run up on Julie here. And old boy should have shut it down. Should have shut it down. Once they got to that level where they want to bring Julie in, shut it down. You feel me? Shut it down. The conversation's done. I can see the energy shifting. I'm not about it. Shut it down. That's why he needs a bit more balls. That's why I said to you earlier on in the pods about him being indecisive. It's also a problem because it often means that you don't know how to make a choice. And the way he was dealing with Sarah and Julie is indicative of that. But I was like, you need to shut that down, bro. But again, we know his background with his mom and his dad. And I totally understand that as well, that he lost his mum early and his dad obviously abandoned him. So he doesn't have that. And that's probably more to do with nature and more to do with his nature rather than nurture, actually, to be honest. A lot of people are not naturally like that. But a little bit of aggression, sir. This is right now the time for aggression. Let people know that the MMA is real. You understand? Use your words. Yeah, I'm not saying punch anybody. Use your words. Let people know that you're not the guy to mess with. You feel me? Yeah. You're not the guy to mess with. Okay? So yeah. Who talking about? Kim and Thomas. It's gonna be a longer live today, boy. I was trying to keep it short, but episode 4 was packed with stuff, bro. I wasn't ready. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's talk about Kim and Thomas, okay? Because let's be honest, Kim has given us vibes from Married. Remember Married at First Sight, where that woman kept on. What's her name? Was it Mila? Mila. She was complaining about every single thing. It's given that same energy. Kim is giving that same energy. Everything seems to be a complaint. She seems to be nitpicking. And she don't like that man because that man, as she said in the very beginning, is a bit too emotional for her. And she doesn't like it. Okay? All right? She will run that man into the ground. Thomas is sick and he is tired of her shenanigans and her nonsense. And they had an argument because of the way that Kim tried to behave. You know what I mean? Shenanigans.
I'm going home.
Fuck, he says he wants to go home.
Let him go home.
Knock, knock, knock.
To whom am I?
Sorry. Netflix was playing behind. I didn't want it to catch me on copyright. But yeah, no. So this spider somewhere. But yeah, no. So you know, this situation with Kim and Thomas, right? Let's just be freaking honest, okay? That woman don't like him, man. I mean, like, she's nitpicking everything. She thinks he's classy. She thinks he's a class below her. And that's the problem. She's classist. Now, whatever her trauma was from her childhood in terms of not having money or whatever she thinks she had, okay, she's classist. And that's what it feels like. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you're not my class and that you do certain things in a particular way, which gives off broke and poverty. I just feel like that's what is giving that air of, I'm above you. And I think he's clocked that now. I think he sensed it. And especially the way that she talks to him and talks to other people, it just feels, it's very much like I'm above you. And I hate that air of, energy. I don't like it. And so, I think with the situation that happened with them two, I know she was trying to tell him about the original Sarah situation, and while I was having dinner, but it's just a little critiques. And I said myself, when he said he's going to throw her in a pool, I said, bro, you don't know your girl, bro. She's not the type to go in a pool. She's not the type that you can push her in a pool and she'll have a laugh. She's the type that will say you push her in a pool and you try to kill her. I'm just going to be real with you. Your girl is not the girl that you push into a pool and be like, ah, ha, 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 ha. No, you push your girl into a pool and I can promise you she will be writing you up and the police will be called, okay? Nino, Nino. Yes, they're having a Nino, Nino moment and you'll be in jail. Okay? All right? So that's her biggest issue. And I think she hides behind her classist attitude. I think she doesn't allow people to get to know who she really is because she has to put on the air of being much more above than she actually is. I think she has to do that to make herself feel better. You know what I mean? To make herself feel better. And so I don't see that with I don't see it with them two. I can't lie to you. I don't see that with them two. Boy, I'm having my own episode with this spider, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? Don't play with it. Don't play with it. As well. Okay, cool. Okay, let's get to the main one because obviously the main fight. Well, actually, no. Let me talk quickly about Vani and Sabrina. I don't took a little bit too much time today on other couples, but let's talk about Vani and Sabrina first before I talk about the main couple as well. Okay, because I don't know what was going on with these two. I don't know if she does. She definitely. I think she fancies him, but I'm not sure if she only fancies him because he fancies her or she thought he fancied her. It's really weird. I feel like she makes compliments, but that to ask somebody if they think your man is fit is like very much needing validation and an ego boost. And I don't know if she actually likes him or fancies him in that way. I mean, she talks about his body, but maybe she doesn't like his face. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Because I don't hear people asking other people about their partners like that. I think that's weird, as well, right?
Dark brown hair.
I'm a natural brunette. I'm just cheating.
A brunette?
I'm a brunette who tries to go lighter. I got to check out his body a bit. I made sure to tell him that he hasn't.
Yeah, she said he had a nice body. That don't mean she like his face. So she said, I made sure to tell him he had a nice body. What about his face? What about his face? I made sure to tell him about had a nice body. What about his face, though? That's the only reason why I can understand why you'd ask somebody the question. Other than that, you're very insecure and you want someone to back you up that your man is very hot and you want that external validation that you're dating a hot man, which is even more scary. It's just really insecure. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah. Actually, what? Okay, yes, I hear it. You know what it is? I hear it. Maybe she thought to herself, I need to ask another fellow Asian to see if he's actually hot. You know what I mean? Like, is he hot in Asian terms? Just want to make sure. Like, that's what it felt like a little bit. Like, you know, I just said it. I kind of thought about it. Maybe she was asking that question. Like, maybe he's hot. Is he hot in Asian terms? Because maybe she's measuring with the white stick, and that ain't it. You know. So I hear it. But again, I think that's a little bit of the insecurity once more again, because you just got to be able to. You got to be able to find that person attractive yourself. You know, you got to be aligned with that. But I can understand the culture being difficult. I can understand that. You know, I'm not pressed about that. I can understand that maybe need a journey, but yeah, it's wild. Yeah, she was. I felt like she genuinely was asking, like, "Is this okay for us?" Like, I did feel like that. Like she you know what I mean? And that's not me taking accountability of it. I'm saying it was still mad what she said, but it just funny that she said it that way because her complaint was that he never said it to her. He never said that she had a hot body as well. And so I can understand. She wants compliments. She wants to be complimented and appreciated verbally. That makes her feel good. So she just needs to communicate that. You know, it's not a case of running away. It's just a simple case of communicate that to your partner that you need more of that with your particular partner as well. Okay, let's get to then let's get to the main attraction, because this was nuts. Okay, all right. I thought it was crazy. I'm disappointed. I got to look at it again and be like, my brother, what is going on? Why are we having an argument in the house about shoes, about what shoes you can wear, about the fact you're afraid that she's going to be taller than you? I thought you respected me because, you know, you were going to wear flats. Sir, she can wear flats and still be taller than you, sir. It ain't going to change a damn thing but a chicken wing. She's tall. What do you want to do? You know what I mean? What is it you're looking for us to do? She is a tall woman. Okay? And you knew that. You could have left it if you wanted to, but you didn't. Okay? Now, this goes back to what I said about, remember I said about her choosing this man first and foremost, and I said I didn't like the fact she chose this man because really and truly, he's a bit part Christian. I don't told you. I told you he's a bit part Christian. So this, I knew they were already incompatible. They're already incompatible. And you choosing that was a betrayal of yourself. And I keep telling you people, look, if you betray yourself, you will meet other people who will betray you. Don't betray yourself. Okay? The height thing isn't a betrayal. The height thing is not. It's not every short man. There are a lot of short men who love tall women. There's a lot of short men that do not care that you're tall. Okay? All right, there are a lot of short men that love tall gal and they have no problem. But in this situation, I don't know what you think you're going to do. First of all, to me, Cynthia is sexy as hell. Sorry, wrong word. Cynthia is a baddie. Yo, I told you, I will swim across the Channel Oceans, blood. Yeah, that kind of level of baddie is different. Okay, that level of baddie is different. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it, blood. You hear me? Yeah, different type of juice.
Well, darling,
Don't worry. See you later.
well, I tried to talk about it, but you said it wasn't a problem.
Okay, we're meeting the other contestants. What's the
Now, could this situation have been sorted out differently? Yeah, but there's an overarching bigger problem here. The overarching problem is there is an insecurity here. Okay. Now, I haven't watched any other episodes beyond this point. Do I think she did much here wrong? No. And usually, you know, I'm going to call out the ladies. In this situation, she ain't do much wrong. First and foremost, she has every right to want to wear heels. Okay, we never agreed for her to wear short, to wear flats in this scenario. And you know, this should have been a calm conversation. Jonathan could have easily come to her and been like, you know what? Can I be honest with you? The problem is that Jonathan's passive aggressive. Now, is Cynthia that way? Probably, yeah. But we see Jonathan today, and Jonathan being passive aggressive in this situation, he should have just had a conversation and said, look, can I be honest with you? I am a little bit insecure. I know I said I wasn't. I am a little bit insecure. I know it's something I need to work on. Can we, for this week or for the team, can we put on flats for this? My only issue with this is even saying that, how long will that last? You say it today, but will you say it tomorrow? Will you say it every time we meet family? Will we say it every time you meet my friends? Is it every time we go out, I have to make sure I'm wearing flats? I'm sorry. I love a good flat myself. Y'all should know. I love when the slipper hit the back of the foot. That's the one I'm like, that's sexy to me. Okay. But if she likes to wear heels and she feels sexy in the heels, sir, you're going to have to let that go. So this is one of those situations where it's like, sir, I hear you. Get it out. Say what you got to say. And then she's going to have to tell you, listen, I hear it and I honor and I appreciate that. But I don't want to short circuit myself, okay, because I want to look my sexiest and my baddest, as she told him. And rightly so, right? So now we got to a point where we're quitting. Now, of course, could both of them have said their words kind of? Yeah, they both weren't trying to understand each other. They're both trying to win, okay? But my thing is, bro, I'm sorry. This is not one of those conversations where I can back a man in this situation. There's nothing to it, sir. You fighting over her wearing heels. I thought it was about the type of heels. I thought it's because she was wearing blue ones rather than
It
white.
could be that a few of them will make fun of me, not of
But
you,
that's
of
their
me.
problem.
But that's just hear me out, please. It's not your problem, it's mine. So I was like, today, I'll let her decide and see what.
So what he did is passive aggressive. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why it's passive aggressive. What he actually ended up doing was he ended up testing her rather than actually saying what he actually wanted. Let me say what I mean. He said, "I want to let you. I'm gonna, they're gonna laugh at me. Da, da, da. I'm gonna see. Okay, all right. I'm going to see what you're going to do. Why do you need to see what you're gonna do? Because you're trying to observe how she behaves, and pretty much it's gonna become a test now. You're gonna test her to see if she really considers you. But what you don't realize is you've already said that you were okay with this." Right? So if you want something different, say it. But my thing is, even so, in this scenario, you're not going to win. But say it. Be direct. And like she told him in the run, you're usually direct. What's going on with this indirectness all of a sudden? Yes, because he's probably afraid. Okay, all right, and a little bit scared. But my guy, let me be real with you and honest with you, family. It's okay. Okay. I do agree. Yeah, she did tower over him. I ain't gonna lie to you. She did. She held him like a young boy. She kind of did that. You know that? Like, come here. You know, she I ain't gonna lie to you. She did do that. You know what I mean? But you know,
Shoes she picks. And in the end, you decide to wear your heels. Again, it's not a big deal, but it just shows that you don't give a damn about my state of mind or how I feel. That's what I've realized tonight.
I put on heels because I feel good.
she put on heels because she wants to look sexy, bro. She ain't trying to embarrass you, bro. You know, the same way you put on a blue shirt today. What if she didn't like blue? Is it because she was trying to hurt her feelings? No. Okay. You should have said it. Okay. So I hear it, but broski, I need you to relook at the situation. Like you're applying that she did this on purpose to hurt you, but you never said what you wanted. You never agreed. So why are we holding someone accountable for something that's a hidden expectation? We never said what we wanted. It's a hidden expectation. It needs to be said out loud.
That's all.
Well, you didn't
There's
say
no
that.
Joe,
Yeah.
it's not about you. I feel good in heels. I feel fancy. I feel desirable. And that's how I want to look next to you.
Oh boy, say listen, it don't matter how sexy you feel. We ain't here for all of that chit and chatting and chat. Okay. I mean, she still looks sexy even at the pool, my guy. Now, this scene here was crazy. Okay. This scene here was crazy. Okay. All right. Crazy. This scene here.
Here, I don't mind. I don't feel insecure about
Now
your.
you're the one talking about height.
I don't know. I
because
thought
it's
so. I thought
relevant.
so. Okay, fine. My
Seriously,
bad.
yeah.
Now, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Broski, what do you mean you stood there and then you moved and you got shorter? And what were you what are you doing? Oh, broski, what are you doing, bro? You are looking tapped right now, bro. You are looking tapped right now, fam. How you gonna do a whole 180? Just what are you doing?
You're usually so direct with me. Up
So?
to now, our strength has been transparency.
Cynthia, at what point do you think about me?
The
At
thing
what
is,
point-
Cameraman is shady too, because he chose two different angles. The editor's actually shady too, because they chose two different angles just to make sure he looked taller, but we all know he's shorter. And the funny thing is, he's not even that short. That's the crazy thing about this. He's not that short. She's just that tall. I don't look at them and go, oh my God, he's so short. I wasn't even looking at her. Okay, maybe at the reveal. I can't lie to you, at the reveal. But that's because she hugged him in a certain way. And I was like, she hugged him like a little child. You know what I'm saying to you? But I mean, I don't know how do you hug somebody who's smaller than you? I don't know. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm
Do you put
I don't
yourself
put
in my
myself in your
shoes,
shoes,
right?
Joe. I didn't do it because
That's
you
right.
told me it wasn't an issue.
It's
I
not-
took you
it's
at your
not an
word.
issue. I'm
Actually,
just
I
saying
took. So
that
why should
for
I put
this
myself?
specific event, you could have sensed that it wasn't the best thing to do. I mean, it's just
Now, he said a key word here. It's just common sense. It's not common sense here. It's common sense to you because you know what you want to do, but you're not being honest about what you actually want. That's the passive aggressive that I'm talking about. It's common sense because it's to you. And actually, it's a very avoidant tactic that a lot of people do, including myself. I've been in a situation before where I've not the short one, but I've been in a situation where you're holding someone to a standard that you actually have not told them is a standard. And because you think it's normal, you think that it applies and everybody knows it, but not everybody does because not everybody operates on the same level you operate on. So now you're holding them to a standard that actually they've never been aware of. So now they're stuck in a situation trying to defend themselves because they feel violated because you're pushing them into pushing their back against the wall and they don't know how they got here because you said you were cool with it. That's passive aggressiveness. Right? It's a lack of ability to say what you actually want and need from a particular situation. Okay. All right. So yeah, my last bit is this part. And
common sense. Do I need to say
Well,
it?
no, my common sense. Excuse me
You
for
were
saying.
talking about
Excuse me
other-
for saying. Excuse me for saying.
Why do
for
you keep
me, for
interrupting?
me,
Why do you
common
keep
sense.
interrupting? I don't.
an old boy was just looking to get out of there, bro. Okay. Jonathan, you were looking for an out. You pussied out, bro. Let's just be honest. You pussied out. Okay. All right. You're pussied out. Okay, you pussied out. That's the only thing. You pussied out. And if you and now you look worse than you actually did before, right? And it's all because you decided that you wanted to have this beef about height. Now we're going to focus more on height because you've made it about height. We weren't even honestly, like I said, I wasn't really thinking about the height thing until Cynthia said it, and I blasted her for being so extra about it. But you're proving her point right now. You know what I mean? And you're confirming her biases. But anyway, listen, my time is up. I gotta go. But yes, I'm gonna keep watching these episodes. Hopefully, but before the end of next week, I've watched all these episodes and we get more lives. All right. I appreciate you guys. Locks loaded. We'll see you again soon. Much love, much appreciation.